Choose to take and pass AZ-600 configuring and operating a hybrid cloud with Microsoft Azure Stack Hub exam to achieve Microsoft Certified Azure Stack Hub Operator Associate certification. New AZ-600 dumps questions will be your good learning materials online. We have collected 52 practice exam questions and answers to help you pass the exam with 100% passing guarantee. You need to identify the PEP information for the integrated system in Chicago. The solution must meet the technical requirements. What should you use? A. The HLH configuration file. B. The Get As Registration Token CMD let. C. Properties on the Region Management blade of the Administrator portal. D. The Help plus Support blade of the Administrator portal. Answer: C. You need to implement the management app. The solution must meet the technical requirements. What should you use? A PowerShell session to litwareinc.com. B. A browser session to litwareinc.com. C. A PowerShell remoting session to the PEP. D. A browser session to the Administrator portal. Answer: D. You need to change the DNS forwarder of the Priv1 region. Which two actions should you perform? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Note: each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. Run the Register Custom DNS Server CMD let. B. Run the Add DNS Server Forwarder CMD let. C. Run the Set As DNS Forwarder CMD let. D. Connect to the Administrator Management endpoint of the Priv1 region. E. Connect to Privileged Endpoint (PEP) of the Priv1 region. Answer: C. E. You remove all the workloads from the Int1 region and change the registration model to capacity. You prepare additional Azure AD tenants for each partner. You need to configure multi-tenancy. Which two actions should you perform for each guest tenant? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Note: each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. Run the Register As S with My Directory Tenant CMD let and specify https://management.int1 northwind.com as the endpoint. B. Run the Register As S Guest Directory Tenant CMD let and specify https://management.int1 northwind.com as the endpoint. C. Run the Register As S Guest Directory Tenant CMD let and specify https://adminmanagement.int1 northwind.com as the endpoint. D. Change the registration model to pay as you use. E. Run the Register As S with My Directory Tenant CMD let and specify https://adminmanagement.int1 northwind.com as the endpoint. Answer: A. C. You need to resolve the performance issue reported by the users in the Priv1 region. What should you do? A. Redeploy the virtual machines to a new Azure Stack Hub node. B. Install the NVIDIA drivers on the virtual machines. C. Install the AMD drivers on the virtual machines. D. Add an additional scale unit node. Answer: C. You need to recommend a business continuity and disaster recovery plan for the Dev 1 and Dev 2 regions that meets the technical requirements. Which two recommendations should you make? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Note, each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. Implement the infrastructure backup service. B. Use an Azure Marketplace backup tool in each region to protect the virtual machines that run in the other region. C. Implement Azure Site Recovery. D. Use infrastructure as code (IAC) by using Azure Resource Manager templates. Answer: B, D. The Priv2 region is redeployed according to the planned changes. You need to restore app service. Which three components should you restore? Each correct answer presents part of the solution. Note, each correct selection is worth 1 point. A. The app service roles and services. B. The file server share content. C. The infrastructure backup. D. The worker role virtual machine. E. The app service databases. F. The default domain certificate. Answer: A, B, E. You have an Azure Stack Hub integrated system that has the following configurations. A deployment prefix of AZS. A physical prefix of AZP. You need to renew the certificates for the integrated system. To which virtual machine should you establish a PowerShell session? A. AZSERCS02. B. AZSCA01. C. AZSWAS01. D. AZPS1N01. Answer: A. You and a Microsoft support engineer are troubleshooting an Azure Stack Hub integrated system. The security team at your company requires an audit trail whenever management actions are performed on the integrated system. You unlock the privileged endpoint (PEP) and perform several troubleshooting tasks that resolve the issue. Which CMD-let should you run next? A. Invoke Azure Stack on demand log. B. Close privileged endpoint. C. Get Azure Stack log. D. Exit PS session. Answer: B. You have an Azure Stack Hub integrated system that connects to the Internet. You need to enable multi-tenant billing. What should you do first? A. Generate a service principal to connect the Azure Billing API to Azure Commerce. B. Run the new AZ Resource CMD-let. C. Create a blob storage account named AZ-600 staging that stores CSV usage metadata before you send the metadata to Azure Commerce. D. Email the registration subscription ID, resource group name, and registration name to azstcsp@microsoft.com. Answer: D.